folks, welcome back to the complete playthrough with Ajax. It's me, Dr. Ben GFM, and a little bit of a shorter episode today. Since we last met, we played one match. It was against Heerenveen. I thought it'd be a bit more routine than this. It wasn't. They've got Martin Odegaard, which I think is unfair, frankly. And yeah, got 2 goals against me. Still one of the best wonder kids on the game this year, and proved it against me. I don't really know what happened. It's our first defeat in the league this season. We're still top of the league, though, as things stand, with a game in hand, but it's very, very close. Feyenoord, PSV, and Sparta, the team in which we're playing today, are up there too, and we're going to get straight into this game without any further ado. This is going to be probably a shorter episode than before. I'm hoping, actually I saw some of it, the feedback on yesterday's video was really good. People like the chattier thing that goes on. That said, I'm away this weekend, so I can't record loads of longer episodes. I need to make sure I get lots of videos done for your eyes and your ears, and let's get into the game. Didn't talk you through the team, probably should have done that. We're moving too fast. I will do that just now then. What we're going to go with then is Onana in goal, Veltman at right back, Van Gelderen is going to play the very young 16, 17-year-old defender. Vargova is going to play there as well. Dykes is there too. Muntari. Schoen's going to play slightly deeper with Ziyech playing in behind Benedetto. Dolberg on the left, and we're going to keep with David Neres on the right-hand side. If I actually bring this up again after doing a team talk, we can kind of talk about it a little bit more. And it's a cracking team talk, Ben. But yeah, tactically, that's what we're going with then. A side that you're probably familiar with. We're dropping Van der Beek. Van der Beek is how you say it. He's going to set out a game today. And yeah, Veltman at right back. We're going to just trial something. Basically, if you lose the game, you need to mix things up a little bit. I'm not massively confident. And the more that I look at this, I can't help but think we should have played like this system. But you can't now change it, can you? You can't just do it. Can you? Is that wrong now to just substitute Vargova off straight away? Left-footed. No, he's a decent centre-back, though. No, we'll keep him out there because the rules and that. I don't think he doesn't love playing it. I should have thought about this more, Ben. You've rushed into it. You've not thought it through. You've got capable defenders on the bench. Orajule, he could have just played instead, couldn't he, really? That would have made more sense. But here we go. Right. So there was a cut then, a random cut. We are back. I've had to pause. I just go get a delivery, and it was mayhem. Wrong camera. I mean, it's still going wrong. This is a game that I'm hoping we can get the best of, though, and it's not an easy game, is it? Let's just talk about what it is. If we'd have won our game against Heerenveen, I'd have gone into this with lots of confidence. But because Sparta are in sort of the top 5, all of a sudden there's a bit more pressure on it. It's Dolberg strike. Oh, it finds the back of the net. Poor goalkeeping, and we go 1-0 up. I don't know if Sparta. Well, I assume Sparta are performing way above expectations. But this is Ajax. Sorry, I knew I was going to do it before I started recording, and now it's happened, and I've done it. I've done it too early. If anything, I'll have enticed them into coming back probably. Dolberg with a good strike though. That's what we want to see. If he cuts in from the left and keeps doing this, then I'll keep him out on the left hand side. I don't necessarily think it's. We talked about this last time, right? It's not a long term position for him, but if he's doing well there and he's one of our better options out on that side, then I'm kind of cool with it. I like the fact we've got a goal threat from an area that's not our striker. The issue is, though, if Benedetto, for example, stops scoring, and at that point you feel obliged to put Dolberg up front. Goodwin scored, which, I mean, it was quite a good goal as well. It was a good goal from Goodwin, and we'll take another look at it as Onana kicks it out in disgust. This was a really smart finish. We'll zoom in just a touch. Holster on that side, pulls it back across, and it's just a near. Well, not even it deflects. It give him no credit. Dear me, I'm sitting here fuming all of a sudden. 1-1, and this is not going as comfortable as I would have hoped. We're going to bring up the league table. We will still sit top of the table after 7 games. But you can see Feyenoord and PSV, we've got games in hand on us. Sparta will have played 8, so we've still got a game over them. But not good win. Craig Goodwin with the goal. Where is Craig Goodwin from? It doesn't sound very Australian. Okay, that makes more sense. As you can see, he's an absolute superstar. So, right, team talk for us then. We'll go. We're going to get assertive and say I'm not happy with the performance out there. They all seem motivated. I'm tempted to make a couple of changes. We talked about this before the game because I've basically made an absolute shambles of it. We are now going to make said changes. We're going to bring on Orajula, probably still said wrong, up top. We're going to put Dolberg up top as well, and we're going to bring in Cliver, I think, to play from that that left side, or Eunice actually instead. I'm changing my mind. What's just happened there? It seemed to reset. This is what we're going with. This one here. Right, do you realise I can't cut there, Ben? Because I've had a cut already today, and it's thrown me off completely. I forgot about it, but here we go. Right, 1-1. We're already going attacking. It seems to be working relatively well. I mean, we're dominating the game. They've had one shot on target. I always think that if you concede to the only shot on target, then you can kind of keep playing the way you're playing because not much is going wrong. It's just a little bit unlucky. So you shouldn't change things based upon that. I think if you're being dominated in a game, at that point you think, okay, our system, our formation needs a change. But actually, if it's seen as a bit fortunate, then you should play on and reap the rewards. Eunice with the goal, 2-1. Second half substitute, proving that I'm a managerial expert, and that's what I like to see. I shouldn't be annoyed about it, and you can't see it from this angle, but the signage for the YouTube channel, I've said this in a video before, I don't know if it was the Ajax series, but it does annoy me. Just don't have the slash. Everyone knows what the symbol for YouTube is. It's 2017. Facebook as well. No one's going, so is it just you go on Facebook, you just type in Football Manager and there it is. Well, yes, you can do that, but you don't need the slash. I'm gonna have to have words. Montari with a strike. It was fumbled by Ninehus, maybe, and eventually the highlight is over. But we've got another one. 60 minutes on the clock, an hour gone. Montari with it. I was doing the conversion for you there, hours to minutes, just in case you weren't fully aware of those. What's going on? Shane plays it out to Dykes on that side. Ball played. It's Dix or it's Dykes. And it's one of those. He played for Norwich for a bit, and I should really know. Eunice, though, gets it taken off him. But luckily, there you are. It's Van Gelderen, who's very young, but very composed and got an older head than his years suggest. Goodwin plays it forward, showing intercepts. We're playing him slightly deeper today. So far, so good. It's not working out too badly. With Montari as well, he gets the opportunity to get on the ball and do as he pleases with it. As we play it out to that left-hand side, Eunice nearly gets there. Dix or Dykes into the middle. It's hit the post towards Dolberg and cleared eventually. And Sparta don't look entirely comfortable with us right now. I think they're a little bit scared of what we could maybe do to them. So far, possession, though, pretty even, to be fair to them. 5 shots on target, 2 goals. It's not a bad return, but only 5 from 12 is not ideal. And there's a few injuries, well, not injuries, but a few tired legs out there. Dolberg's one of them. Schoen's another. We're going to bring Van der Beek on. That's what I've been told. I've learnt it now. Van der Beek. We're going to bring him on instead. Ball's played forward. Gelderen plays it forward again. I think this is because we're making changes, but you never know. Sometimes these highlights do surprise you. So we'll stick with it. Dolberg, he's about 25 yards out. Have a shot, mate. No, never mind. David has a go. And it comes out to Eunice again, who slides it past the goalkeeper. And it'll give me the option. Really nice feature on Football Manager this year. It'll give me the option to not do those changes, I suspect. But we will follow through with them, as we'll skip the highlights. We saw the goal, and yeah, it says, do you want to proceed with the tactical changes? Yes, we do. Especially at 3-1 now, it seems like the perfect time to make the changes, even more so than it did before, I dare say. Hoist scraped himself his first yellow card of the season, naughty lad. Montari that looked ridiculous. I don't even really know what occurred. It's just under 10 minutes of normal time left, as they're working it quite nicely. I do think, actually, when you've got a player like Montari, you can sit in sort of this defensive shape quite often. You've got your wingers come back, you've got your fullback, you've got the 2 centre-backs. So there's just 2. It's very difficult for this number 9 to get involved. He can only really, Goodwin's either going to have to go outside or find a miracle ball through there, which seems to me pretty unlikely. And elsewhere, you've got Zyke, who's come back to sort of sit on Dobson, who's one of their other midfielders. And if they put the switch on, hopefully all of our players will switch to the other side. I guess we'll see how this develops now. As he gets to this point here, tackle comes in. It kind of comes to nothing in the end as Onana puts it behind for a corner. But it's quite a solid setup. You can see that the players got back really quickly. They didn't give Sparta any time to breathe. I still need to look at corners. I still haven't really got into it properly yet. I think more man marking maybe needs to be a thing. I don't think that it all seems a bit zonal at the moment, and it doesn't necessarily work in the way that it's been set up. But there's still time, there's still time. We've got a throw in on that side. And another highlight. A 4th goal would be really nice. In towards Dolberg, who makes the run anyway. Out to Montari. We know we can strike them from there, but he finds Eunice instead. He's on for the hat-trick. He can't quite convert. And the goalkeeper makes a comfortable save, I think, as the clearance comes in as well. It's not a good one, though. And we might be back at it again with a brand new shot. Ziyech plays it into Dolberg, back out to Montari, and we're working it nicely in triangles. Back into Dolberg. Eunice is there. Hat-trick this time, maybe. Well, he's not going to be denied this time. He was on the first occasion, but he slots it, does a little cartwheel. He's absolutely loving it, and so am I. Great finish from the lad. And you can see a really nicely worked move too. It was patient play from us. And eventually the through ball came in. I think Dolberg plays it, right? Yeah, just slides it through. Really good running as well. You can see the fact we've got 4 players in the box at that point just proves that we're really attacking as a unit, and I like that too. As much as we're defending as a unit, as you saw from the moment ago, we're attacking as a unit as well. It's not disconnected. It's not just one guy trying to run forward and have a shot, which suggests as well that we're controlling the game nicely, even though we're not playing a controlled style. We're playing a flexible attacking style, but it still allows us to play in that mould. I guess that's partly down to instructions, although we're not instruction heavy, so I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one. But a 4-1 win, really solid performance as well. A hat-trick for a player is always good. I always enjoy that. That was a good performance. Don't let it get to your heads. They seem to have gained focus. But against a team that were doing well this season, we'll take that all the way to the Mother Hubbarding Banking League table. And I think that will put us comfortably now top of the table. Even if teams win their games in hand, they still won't be able to catch us. And that is going to bring us to the end. The next time we see each other, I think will be maybe a Europa game with Feyenoord. We talked about that before. I think that makes the most sense. So we'll love with care. From me, it's until next time. I'll see you again soon for a big game against Feyenoord. Goodbye.